Hi, I'm Eve Pearl. Right now I'm going to show you how to apply eye makeup on with the Eve Pearl method. We're going to use the HD Dual Foundation in Light. We're going to use the Ultimate Eyeshadow Palette and also the Au Naturel eyeshadow palette. There's 6 colors here. Note that the bottom 3 are all matte, so they're great for eyebrow colors. The top 3 have a shimmer, so they're fantastic to give you some highlights. And these 6 for the Ultimate Eyeshadow Palette has every color you need. It's got your black for the black, the deep areas. It's got your brown, which are both matte. It's got your green, and green added to any color gives you a great highlight. And your bone color, which is good for your base. And of course it has your rose and your gold pearl that adds life and fantastic for blending. Okay, here we go. We're gonna start out. Take the HD Dual Foundation, the lightest color, right? We're gonna do our entire lid with that and a little bit above our brows. You take your wet sponge and you work it in here and above. You take your pressed powder and you work that in as well. Now we're going to start out with the Ultimate palette and our all over eyeshadow brush. Take your Ultimate palette. Now, because you're already powdered, you really don't have to do this step, but it's just great to go through the motion so you know what you have to do. You want to basically put a neutral color on your lid. You want it to be a light color. The next step you do is you want to take your Black Pearl Smudgeproof eyeliner, and this is great because once it dries, it does not leave your skin, it does not turn, and it's fantastic. And if you notice, you have 2 ways to do this. You can apply, if your hands are shaky, you can use the finger puff and line your eye. Start from the center, work your way out, and then basically turn the tip up a little bit at the very end. Okay, you see that? Do the same thing on the other side. You start in the center, work your way out, do the tip outwards. If you can use your other hand and go inside towards your nose area. And you see I'm holding this sort of parallel to my eye. Don't hold it like a pencil straight. Hold it parallel to your eye. It makes it so much easier. And if you can't make a smooth line, just do like a dot, 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 and you'll be able to connect it. Don't worry about being perfect. You don't have to do this perfectly because we're going to smoke it out with the powder in a minute. So you want to close these up. And this is the Black Pearl Smudgeproof eyeliner. The next thing you do is you take a liner brush. And this one you want it to be tapered and like sort of hard so you can have good control with. Take your Ultimate Eyeshadow Palette. We're going to now use the brown and the green. Okay, I'm going to use a little brown. So basically you go like this. Dot, 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 dot. Not a lot. I'm going to put it right on top of the liner because I don't really want to remove the line I just created. I just want to smoke it out and smooth it so I don't have any dark lines. And again, brown, green, and do the same thing here. This way, that's why you don't have to be exactly precise, even if, whoops, hey, just trying to escape. Even if you don't make a straight line, don't worry about it. Just, you see now we just smoked it out. The next step, we're going to take our crease brush, and this is it's got hair and it's also tapered, but it gives you good control. Back into the palette, we're going to use, again, brown, green, and I'm going to create a little V going up. Okay, you look at the little V going up, and this way into the crease of the eye, okay? A little V into the crease of the eye. A little bit more green, a little bit more green, a little bit more brown into the crease of the eye, okay? Back and forth. And the same thing we're going to do on the other side. Okay? So I know it looks a little strange now, but this is the beginning part of the eye makeup application. So you see it's going to look a little bit messy like this, and that's okay. Once again, you don't have to be perfect. You just do the placement. Do the placement for the eyeshadow. The next thing you do is you're going to take a mixer brush. Okay, this is the mixer blender brush, and we're going to take the rose and the gold. So the rose gold, we're going to do it right on the border of where the dark and the light are, and then on top. Okay, you don't need a lot, and you go back and forth, and this will smooth everything out. Okay, so you'll smooth everything out. Same thing for the other side, the rose and the gold, and then take it up. Now, in order to make this stay and last for a very long time, all you have to do is repeat the process one more time. repeat the process one more time. And now you see I've got some powder that fell on my eye. That is the reason that I do the eye makeup first. So do the eye makeup first before you do your foundation. So we got the eye makeup, and again we're going to do again the green and the brown, because now we want to just give it a little bit more depth. Okay, so do that one more time. Okay, and we did that. So now it gives it a little bit more. Now you can take your brush again, your mixer brush, do not put any more color on it. Now just basically just do the little mixing motion without actually adding any more color. And now you're going to take your all over eyeshadow brush, and this is your cleanup step. You're just going to clean up. You're going to go over all the hard edges underneath your brow bone and down low. If you want to give a little highlight to your eye, go back into your Ultimate palette and take the lightest color and put that right on the inner lid of your eye. Now, if you want to have a little extra oomph and you're doing like a wedding or you're getting married or you have something extra going on, first of all, I'm going to get rid of this little powder now because it's... You can go into your Ultimate eyeshadow palette and take the lighter color, because remember the colors up on top, they have a little bit of a shimmer. So the lighter color here is a beautiful light shimmer. So if you want to add shimmer to your eye, you want do that in the inner part of your lid, okay? And then that'll give you a little bit of extra shimmer. Remember, you can always give extra oomph, so to speak. You can take your liner again if you wanted to create a stronger liner look, and you can reline the outside part of your eye, okay, if you wanted to have a little bit more effect of the liner. And the same thing I'm going to do on the other eye. And remember, you always want to keep your liner parallel to your eye. And the fact that I've gone over this 2 or 3 times, this is what's going to ensure that your makeup is going to stay on all day and it still looks smooth and even. I'm going to go back again into my into the Au Naturel. I'm going to brush my brows. Move my hair out of the way. I'm going to brush my brows up, and I'm going to take a different liner brush, because you can use the same type of liner brush or you can clean up the one that you've had. Now I'm going to go into all 3 colors, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 of the bottom row, and I'm going to create my brows. And I'm going to start the first placement right by the arch, and I'm going to work it out. So again, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, okay, 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to work those colors going out on my brow and then working it in towards the inner part of the eye. And the same thing here. You see I'm going to start in the center, never from the front, because if the color you choose is too dark, it's going to look really, really dark and hard to get rid of. So you're always better off starting close to the arch, because if the color you chose is too dark, you can always blend it out there. So we're going to do this right up here. And then you kind of look back and forth, and it's so easy to blend it afterwards. You take your spoolie brush, you brush your brows up to make sure that it's all blending and working together. And basically that's your brows. The next step is we're going to take a pencil, this is the Brownie pencil. I'm going to pull my eye down, and I'm going to actually put the pencil on the inside of my eye and working it out also. Okay, and I'm going to take it out into the corner, and if you wanted to add a little bit more, this would be the time to do it. And for those of you that want to put it on the inner part of your eye, just lift up your eye and put it on the inner part of your eye as well. Don't be scared. And the same thing we're going to do to the other side. Okay, I'm going to line the inside, I'm going to take it out, and we want to make sure that we get all the little areas done. And it's good to use a creamy pencil so that you're not going to scratch your eye. Okay, so now we did that, and that part is done. Now, of course, you want to do your lashes. This is the Lush Lash. You know, some by the way, when you try to get the color out of mascara, try to swirl it. Don't pump it. Swirl it, because when you pump it, you're letting air in. So by simply swirling, you'll get all the color you want without drawing out your mascara. So I'm doing the top lashes and the bottom lashes. And I'm doing it one more time. The top lashes, and then the bottom lashes. And then I'm going to change hands and the same thing, Lush Lash. And by the way, when you put mascara on, you want to try to get as close to your lash line as possible. It'll give it almost a natural curling effect for those of you that are afraid of curling your eyelashes. Okay, so you basically, I'll give you a great trick. If you want a way to keep your eyes open, if you leave your mouth, keep your mouth open, it'll actually help you prevent yourself from blinking. Obviously, I'm talking now, I can't do that, but I'm okay with the whole blinking thing. So that was one, and then I'm going to do it one more time. And there goes the second application of mascara. Okay. And now what I will do is, you see, in case there's any smudges or it's a little bit too dark under your eyes, the other thing I would recommend is you take a thin little brush, a thin brush, which actually could even be the same little brush that you use for your liner. You take your liner brush, and you're going to go back into your Ultimate palette. You're going to go into the gold color, and you're going to go right on the bottom edge of your liner. Okay, so on the bottom edge of your liner. And that will give you, it'll smooth out the look. Now, the reason I like to do that, my eye makeup, before I do everything else, is because now I can actually take a sponge, go into my priming moisturizer, and basically clean off everything that would fall down on my face. And now I have a clean palette to start with to make sure that I can do my entire foundation with. Okay? And now we're going to do the foundation, but your eye makeup is basically done. All right, we used the foundation, HD foundation, all over the eyes. We used the Au Naturel palette, and we used the Ultimate palette. I used pressed powder for my eyes, and I used the Lush Lash mascara, the Eve Pearl Smudgeproof eyeliner, and also the Brownie pencil, which is brown. And brush-wise, I used this foundation brush. I used an all-over eyeshadow brush. I used the liner brush to line my eyes, the crease brush for the crease, and the smudger. I used the mixer brush, and another type of a liner brush for the eyebrows, and a spoolie for the brows. Okay, those are it. Thanks, and come back for another lesson. Write in, let me know what you want to learn or to see, and also don't forget to subscribe to Eve Pearl. Bye.